Back in April, Heiner and I drove the HiAce four-wheel drive all the way from Perth to Melbourne, testing our 48-volt system. It's now mid-June, and Heiner has gone to collect it to drive it from Melbourne to Brisbane to continue working on our four-wheel drive overland off-road 48-volt HiAce.
I am back in Melbourne now. The guys from the cruiser company have finished. The bull bar is on, but I think the result is fabulous. There's finally some proper impact protection. This is a good solid bull bar.
And we have something very cool to show you.
This is the first proper drawing of our DC Hub 48. So on here, I explain a little bit.
Before I let Heiner loose on you to explain the technicalities of the Egon DC Hub 48 volt, I need to explain, I think, the need for this product. 48 volts is 4 times more efficient than 12 volts. So everything you need, you've got 4 times more energy through cables that are 1/4 the size. Everything is easier. Everything is more efficient. The energy storage, everything is multiplied by 4, but the complexity is also multiplied by 4. And it's not a simple case of just buying a whole lot of 48 volts components and then doing a conversion. Getting everything to talk to each other to prevent damage to the 12 volt system and to make sure the 48 volt system runs efficiently demands some technical know-how, expertise, and those challenges need to be overcome. The idea of Egon, of course, with the DC Hub is to simplify DC installations in 12 and 24 volts. This now does exactly the same, simplifying a 48 volt installation in a caravan, truck, 4x4, you name it. Game-changing simplicity. Heiner, take it away.
We have got our house battery connector. We have got our alternator connector on board. And then on this side, this is just the main power for the alternator that's coming into the board. There's a shunt on board here that will measure how many amps are coming from the alternator. Because on this side here, we've got the connector for the wake speed alternator controller. So all you have to do is connect the wake speed harness onto this connector. Then your other connections to the alternator, like the field, the tacho, the accessory, the battery positive supply that you need, and so on and so forth for the field and ground. It's all on this connector. And the shunt here that's on the board is already connected to the wake speed connector. So this way, the wake speed unit knows exactly how many amps are coming out of the alternator, and you don't have to do that externally anymore. So it's making this really simple. And then because you've got 48 volt on board here already, you can connect a 6 kilowatt inverter easily to the board with a 150 amp mega fuse on the board itself. Plus you have got 2 48 volt 100 amp outputs here. You can run a winch of that, a 48 volt winch, or you can connect your caravan. Get a 200, a 300 amp in 12 volt charge circuit into your caravan. And then other things that we've got on here is there's a direct connection here to have a Servo GX connected. There's an accessory input that will turn relays on, which will then in turns turn the DC-DC converters on that will supply 12 volt to the vehicle and also 12 volt to an accessory fuse box where you can run all your accessory 12 volt equipment. You can use your relay hub for that, or you can use any other 12 volt distribution system. And it's all on here. All the fuses are on here. Spare fuses, of course, as well. And then there's something here that is special. And I think a really big issue is something that is called a load dump scenario. Imagine
Whoa, I know.
your alternator is...
I know you're excited about what you've discovered, but let's not give away the farm.
That I haven't found anywhere, because I tried to find a solution for this and there was nothing. So this is another thing that the 48 volt hub will take care of. It's managing load dump scenarios. And this is going to be the size of the whole unit. That's all it is. And all your power distribution, everything that you see in the van that's on that board on the side now with all that mess, it's this. That's all it is. No more shunts needed, because the shunts will be built into the battery itself. And there you go. Very clean install and standardized. 48 volt systems will pretty much be available for workshops to install and even for DIY people to install with this product. This is the part that I've been looking forward to the most. Going to Headspace Campus and seeing the roof conversion for the HiAce van. This is gonna completely transform this into an overlanding machine.
I am in Brisbane now and I am about to arrive at Headspace. Spent the weekend in Brisbane, which was very uneventful because the bad weather followed me around again. I don't know what it is, but when I go camping, the rain just sticks to me like poo-poo to a blanket. Anyway, I'm almost at Headspace now, and the way I understand it, I'm 1 week late already. Unfortunately, there are still more delays with the roof conversion, and I might not be able to film anything, so we might have to rely on some footage that the guys will supply for us. It's a bit unfortunate because I would have loved to see the process, but that's what it's like. Building prototypes isn't easy, and one thing is for certain with building prototypes, it's definitely not going to go to plan straight away. That's just the way it is. I've found out what our HiAce will be looking like. This is quite a big troopy that is parked right next to it. And look how small it looks right next to the van. I've also done another thing. I've helped the guys from Headspace Campus to pimp their van. So I've took the liberty to actually put stickers onto it.
What makes this conversion unique in that, like Troopy, the bed can fold away when it is not being used. Therefore it takes up no real estate inside the vehicle. While bigger than Troopy, it's not a large vehicle. And that's the point. Being not overly big, it will hold on to a reasonable level of off-road performance and agility.
What you can see here, this is the prototype that Headspace has made. This is the very first roof conversion that they've made for the HiAce. This is obviously still quite crude because it is a prototype that you make to learn how to do it properly. So we're lucky we'll get the first production model installed into ours. But here's a quick look into what it looks like on the inside.
Then let's talk suspension. Check it out. This is a suspension system. That's the front strut, variable height, adjustable height, front strut. As I've mentioned in videos before, we feel that the Bus 4x4 HiAce suspension is ordinary, a little undershocked, and certainly undersprung, particularly at the back. So we went looking. It turns out that there are a few ordinary upgrades, and I put the word upgrades in inverted commas because they're ordinary products. They're not high level products, and I think that they might improve it, but then also they might not. And we were looking for a high-end product, and there's nothing on the market. There might soon be. These we are about to fit and test. They were made up especially for us. They are not, and I know some of you will be thinking, oh, where did you get those? They're not available. They might become available. We will test them and report that back once we've done that. And of course, once the 48 volt system has been installed and the suspension, Hannah and I are taking it on its next test adventure. We will be driving it all the way from Brisbane to Perth, about 3,600 kilometers. There'll be lots of asphalt, there'll be lots of gravel, lots of corrugations, and some off-road. That's happening soon, and if you want to make sure that YouTube sends you a notification telling you that we've dropped another video on this story, you better click that little subscribe button and also that little notifications bell. This HiAce, we have turned this HiAce from a delivery van into something magical. Stay with us.